Hey guys, welcome back to Dave Does It. I'm Dave, and I do things. So today, we got old Blue up here by the shop. We got the service truck backed up to it. We're gonna start playing around with the crane. We're gonna get the flatbed off of Blue, flip it up on its side, and we're gonna bust out the plasma cutter and cut a bunch of steel off the bottom that we don't need. And right now it's sitting a little high, and it's because of our dump frame. If we didn't have the dump frame on the truck, we'd be able to bolt the flatbed right to the truck, and we won't have to cut any of the C-channel off. But as you can see, we got old Blue sitting up here. Service truck's backed up to it. We're gonna pick the bed off with the crane and then kind of give you a quick idea here. This C-channel, we're gonna cut out of here. We're gonna end up ripping it to have an overlap rail on this piece of angle iron. And then we're gonna drill some holes and we're gonna through mount the bed. This has to be a temporary bed. We have a dump bed that we're still building, but unfortunately, due to current steel costs and my lack of funds from the winter, we're gonna make do with what we had. So we had this bed sitting here. We're gonna put it on the truck, get some wood sides for the time being, and then we'll have a functioning dump truck, which works pretty well for the stump grinding material, you know, all the chips and a little bit of dirt. We can still go get some stone, go get a little bit of topsoil. We're either gonna have removable doors out of the rear stake pockets, or set up a small swing door. I don't know, but we're only gonna go with like 15-inch high sides, so it should be pretty good. We got a larger footprint than our dump insert over there in Big Dirty, so we'll be able to haul more material. All right guys, well, this is a little unconventional. I don't want to drag out 20 feet of rigging, right? My shortest continuous strap I have are 12 footers, and I really don't like using soft stuff on sharp edges, and I don't have any softeners. I'm sure I can make something, but we're gonna use chains for the time being. So the way that this is set up, our fleet angle is gonna be kind of low. I'm really not that worried about it with this bed. It doesn't weigh much, but typically you don't want it this steep because of the increased stress on the load. But as you can see, I got those two hooks in there, and what I did by placing those there is I was able to create a loop in the chain. And by doing that, we don't have to worry about the load running, right? So if I just picked it up on the chains itself, and one side's a little heavier, say, there's a chance that the chain could just run through our lifting hook, and you don't want that. So by bolting those two chain hooks together and creating that little pocket, I don't have to worry about this load running one side or another. So I'm gonna get the crane truck all set up, get you guys up on a tripod, and we're gonna pick this bed off. All right guys, I know this is a little loud. The crane is PTO driven off the truck, so the truck's high idling right now. We're gonna go ahead and boom up, spin around. I'm gonna get the block off the crane so we can drop some cable and hook up this bed. there we have it, guys. The bed's off. It's staying. It's I guess being supported on its side, right? We're hanging it from the crane. The crane has lock valves, so it won't drift, won't come down, right? It's fully suspended right now. I can give you guys a better shot of what we're actually going to do here today. So as you can see, all this stuff, it was already a dumping flatbed, right? But we don't need any of this because we have our own dump subframe. So we got to cut this piece of C-channel off. So I'm going to get a couple other things out. I got to change the connector on the plasma cutter. We'll get the extension cord out here and we'll start cutting. All right, guys, after looking at the bed a little better, I think I'm just going to use the cutting torch and we're going to do all the rough cuts. And then the piece that I need to save, once it's off the bed, I'll go back and we'll make a clean cut with the plasma cutter on that. I just don't want to go buy a piece of angle iron, so I can kind of show you what we're going to do here. There's like this piece of angle iron down the side of the truck. I wanted to overlap another piece, so the side of the angle came down the side, so it acts as a guide left to right. And then I was going to drill holes and through bolt the bed. That way the bed's fully removable. And when our dump bed is finally completed, we could just plop it on the same way. So I'm going to get the torch drug out. Hopefully we have enough oxyacetylene. I might have to change my torch handle because it does leak a little bit. I do have a rebuilt one. If that becomes too much of a nuisance, we'll do that. But I'm going to get all that out, get it ready, go find my cutting glasses, and then we'll be back with you. Alright guys, I got the torch out here. I didn't turn the tanks on. Okay, now we're ready. I got the tanks on. I got the torch out here. Cutting glasses. We're the last place I looked. Imagine that. And then we got our handy dandy wrench lighter. Alright guys, I'm going to take a break there. I'm going to change out this torch handle. I was trying to make do. It just leaks really bad around the cone. It's from dropping it too many times. We got most of it cut. I still got to cut the bottom and we'll get the mud flap stringers cut off and see what we can make do. But hopefully this just flops right off and this goes quick and easy. Alright guys, we got a rebuilt torch handle put on here. Hopefully this should go a little better now. Oh yeah, that's night and day difference, huh? Alright, let's go grab a hammer and see if we can knock that rail off. Is it ready to come yet? There we go. Awesome. Well, now that you guys have an understanding of what we're doing and the mess and the noise that we're making, I'm going to put you guys on hold. I'm going to buzz the rest of this crap off, and then I'll bring you back to show you what we have to work with. Alright guys, I wanted to bring you back out. We got all the welds cut. You can see the beams leaning. I just wanted to give you a shot of the beam coming and crashing down. Hopefully I don't got a bead on it too much, since it's already right there. I might be able just to grab this pin and pull it, we'll see. But here we go. Nice. Now we're just going to clean up the mud flat brackets, and we should be ready for mock-up maybe. I'm going to take the grinder and see if I poke through any of the C-channel and just hit those really quick. I'm not that worried about it. Again, this bed is just temporary. As you can see, there's rust holes and stuff in it, so it's not too important to me that this is 100% solid. We just want to be able to load it up with some stump grinding chips and get out of there for cleanup. Alright guys, as you see, the bed's all prepped, ready to go. Unfortunately, I was trying to cut the C-channel to use in place of going and buying another piece of angle iron, and it started zippering apart. Probably because of how it's formed and under tension, so as I'm releasing that tension, it's just spreading. So what we're gonna do instead for the time being is we're gonna go ahead, lay the bed back down, pick it up. I'm just gonna set it on the back of the truck for mock-up. And then I'll have to go to the steel supply place and pick up some angle iron, and then we could just slide them in and kind of position the bed where we want it for our mock-up. Wrong button. Alright guys, we got it rigged up pretty flat. We're gonna head, get it up in the air, and I'll back the truck out a little bit, and we'll try to see if we can place it. Flexi. Well, there you go, guys. That's what it's gonna look like. Bed on the truck. We'll have to go get a piece of angle iron to support the bottom. Let me show you. So you can see this bolt-in rail that we got here, right? I'm gonna get another piece of angle iron to stick in between this angle and the cross member of the trailer, or the bed, and then we'll weld that angle to the bed, and then we'll just bolt it in between the pockets, so that way it'll be removable. It'll get it up a little bit. It's just barely touching my filler neck, which is fine, and then that little bit of spacing up would be perfect. But that's what we got. So that's it for this one. I'll bring you guys back out when we finally get the steel and we go to finish this up. It'll probably be the same episode when we put the sides on it. I'm glad you guys came around today. It's making a little bit of progress. You know, at least we know what the bed's gonna look like. It fits. It's within the frame, front and rear. I couldn't be happier with that. So as always, thank you. Remember, kindness is free. It doesn't cost you anything to be a decent person and try to inspire someone. And with me being out here, doing what I have to do and working with what I have to keep trucking forward and keep that hustle moving, I hope I inspired you. Thank you, guys.